In the previous videos, we talked about the squat, the Olympic lifts, and the lunge, and how we use those to generate strength so the athlete can generate more force into the ground. As promised, I'm going to now show you our secret weapon, and that's the power pull. This device allows us to actually create strength in the actual neuromuscular patterns that an athlete uses while sprinting. It does this because the power pull is on a rolling device, so it has a constant force. We used to use weight sleds, and as we'd put the weight on, the weight sleds would jump a little bit, and that would throw the athlete's form off. But with the constant moving force, we can actually correct that problem so the athlete doesn't have any variations while they're sprinting. And we can get the athlete to train strength on one leg at a time, where the leg hits the ground, comes off the ground, hits the ground again real quickly. We can actually teach the athlete how to get the foot off very fast. We can get the arms in rhythm with the legs so that our core muscles are developed the same way. And it just neuromuscularly triggers those nerves to fire the muscles better in the same pattern that we use while sprinting. So we can actually coach sprint form while we're strengthening the athlete. Now, the power pull has two different versions. It has the regular version that we can just increase the strength and do all the form work. But then also they've come up with what we call a data machine, or some people call it the smart machine, because it gives us data and feedback on how much force the athlete's exerting or the total power that the athlete can use. And that makes us smarter trainers, so that's where it gets the name Smart Machine. Now, how this works is that we have a vest here that the athlete can wear. It's hooked to a cable, and the cable is attached to a force production monitor on the power pull. And when the athlete pulls on that, it releases the brake, and that allows the machine to roll. Now, as the athlete lets up, the brake kicks back on, and that keeps the machine from rolling over the athlete. Now, with this force production device here, we can actually determine how much force with every step the athlete's able to exert in a horizontal pathway. We also have an onboard monitor device that can tell the speed the athlete is pulling the machine and also generate how much power the athlete is putting out overall. And the nice thing about it is that we can also vary the resistance depending on our athletes. We have a device right down here that we can turn the knob, and it controls the tension. So if we have more than one athlete training, we can actually just switch the vest or the waist belt, and then one athlete can go very quickly instead of hauling weights on and off of a sled. So the power pull has really made our life a lot easier, plus it's given us some excellent feedback on where the athlete's making some slight form breaks. Now, we can coach the form, or we can see the athlete's just not generating enough force into the ground, so we can go back to the squat, the Olympic lifts, and the lunges, and we'll work on special effort and try to develop certain weak areas of the athlete. So the power pull is a great device to go adjunct to the other training methods that we've all used for many years. So we're going to show you some examples of how the power pull works, and we'll also show you how the computer monitor views the results, and you can then see how it will help your athletes as well. Science has shown us that the main factor in sprint speed is the athlete's ability to exert force into the ground. The more force an athlete can exert into the ground with each step, the faster he or she goes. This creates a dilemma because as an athlete moves faster over the ground, the foot has less time to generate the force into the ground. Elite sprinters can generate more force into the ground and in less time than average athletes can. We can strengthen the athlete to produce more force through exercises like the squat, Olympic lifts, lunges, etc., but training the body to exert a force quickly into the ground in the same neurologically coordinated muscle contraction and relaxation patterns found in sprinting is difficult. A device called the power pull has made that task less difficult. As you can see, the athlete moves her limbs in the same pattern as she would while sprinting. The body is going from weight bearing to non-weight bearing with each step. The athlete can work on generating force into the ground quickly and getting the foot off the ground quickly. The foot cycles over the opposite knee just like in sprinting, and the arms and core have to work the same way as they do when sprinting.